Yo, what is up, YouTube? Lee the Captain here, and I believe that SUI is crazy. And why do I say this? Because I believe that SUI, during the next bull run, could hypothetically at least go to the price of $20, and during the process, make all of those SUI critics come running over to their girlfriend's boyfriend's grandma and start begging for that used Bratwurst extender Taylor Swift edition that they saw was on the sale rack from down at the thrift shop. And of course, since the used Bratwurst extender is Taylor Swift edition, it's made out of non-UV resistant plastic. What is that all about? It's not even made out of stainless steel. I mean, come on. But yeah, besides that point, a major reason why I believe that could hypothetically happen, I think is going to boil down to the fact that SUI has rock solid, that's what she said, fundamentals. In my opinion, SUI is one of the best layer 1 blockchains out there. SUI is fast, it's secure, it's highly decentralized, and it's highly scalable too. In the world of blockchain technology, you want to be fast, much like SUI. But in real life, in the boom boom in the bedroom, do you really want to be that fast? Do you want to be a single pump stunner? But yeah, that's a question that's up to debate, right? But yeah, besides that point, if we take a look at SUI, currently there's 85 projects on its ecosystem, and it even has over 8 million active accounts. I mean, carajo, that's insane. And now when I say all of this, some people, their main argument for SUI is the fact that there's too many blockchains out there. Why do we need another one much like SUI? Oh my goodness, a lot of people, they like to say this, but for the people who think this way, I disagree, because the global blockchain technology market by 2030 is expected to be worth over $1.4 trillion, which is a very crazy amount. And the reason why I use this example is to showcase how there's room for everyone to eat. For instance, we take a look at the world of cars. There are so many car brands out there, right? There's Volvo, Tesla, Rivian, BMW, Mercedes, you name it. But why are a lot of car brands out there able to succeed? Why are a lot of them, in some cases, able to hire tens of thousands of employees and as well as generate billions of dollars in revenue per year? Why is that the case? It's because, again, the car market is massive. You got to think about this, right? Volvo, it's a very successful car company. A lot of people know Volvo. They associate it with safety. But when you take a look at Volvo, it doesn't have 90% market share, right? But it's still wildly successful. And why is that? It's because, again, the car market, it's massive. That's what she said. Even just having a couple of percent market share would do absolute wonders already. And I think that's going to be very similar to in the world of blockchains, in my opinion. Because, again, right, the global blockchain technology market is expected to be worth over $1.4 trillion by 2030. And when a market size is expected to be that massive, I think there's going to be room for everyone to eat. There are many other alternatives out there to SUI. We take a look at many layer 1 blockchains out there. They include Solana, Avalanche, you take a look at Algorand, and many others, right? The list goes on and on and on. But I think these other blockchains, they don't have to fail in order for SUI to succeed. That's not the case whatsoever. They can prosper, but SUI can as well. I think each blockchain is going to have its own fans, its own unique selling point, and its own targeted audience, much like car brands. I think it's going to be exactly the same when it comes to blockchains. So when people say, oh, there's too many blockchains out there, we don't need another one like SUI, I disagree. I do not think that the market is oversaturated. I don't think that's the case whatsoever. I think SUI still has a special place moving forward. And now I want to talk about a major factor which I believe could very well allow SUI to reach great heights in the future. And that is the fact that on its ecosystem, we will find many amazing projects that are related to NFTs and decentralized finance. And the reason why this gets me enthusiastic about the future of SUI is because, according to Grandview Research, the decentralized finance market over the next 6 years is anticipated to be worth over $230 billion. Also, according to Grandview Research, they predict that the NFT market by 2030 is expected to be worth over $211 billion. So I think having fantastic decentralized finance projects and as well as NFT projects on the SUI ecosystem, I think could do absolute wonders for them moving forward. I think as those markets continue to grow, I think so will SUI. And the next bull run is quite close at this point. If you think about it, the Bitcoin halving event is expected to happen sometime around April of this year. And as we all know, altcoins, they typically start rallying in such an amazing way, either 6 to 12 months after a Bitcoin halving event, historically speaking, of course, and that's not financial advice. But again, this is just basing it off of historical data. So again, right, the next bull run, it could very well happen very, very soon, relatively speaking. And I think that the next bull run could be so insane. And why do I say this? Because back in 2021, during that crazy bull run at that time, there was actually only around 300 million people owning cryptos. And yet, still even despite that, the bull run that year was that insane. And the reason why I say yet even despite that is because currently there's over 420 million people around the world owning cryptocurrencies. Over 100 million more than 2021. And you got to think about that, right? Again, the 2021 bull run was already that crazy. So just imagine what the next bull run is going to look like, especially now that we have this many people owning cryptos. I mean, man, during the next bull run, all of the FOMO, buying pressure, buying volume, and as well as the altcoin season that we saw just back in 2021, I think all of that could very well be amplified in such a fantastic way. I think that the next bull run is going to dwarf what we saw back in 2021. I can't wait for the next bull run, and I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if SUI during the next bull run, especially when I consider just how massive it could be, that's what she said, hypothetically at least go to the price of $20, and during the process, make all of those SUI critics come running over to their girlfriend's, boyfriend's grandma. That's going to be a little bit embarrassing if you ask me, but hey, they're of course going to be potentially begging for that used Bratwurst extender Taylor Swift edition. And if you want to check out a very interesting video, make sure to go ahead and click on this thumbnail right here. It's a very fantastic video, and I think you all would really love it. It's been Lee the Captain. I'll catch you all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.